Shoot.
Hello, I'm Bob Leonard. I own a marketing company called Bowling Communications. I'm going to speak briefly about 3 golden opportunities that DPA has arranged for you. The first is a marketing vehicle that's used to great advantage by large corporations, but is normally out of reach for smaller companies. The second is a system that's deployed by the best-run companies in the world. It grows business profitably during economic slowdowns. And the third is a game we're going to play. This story begins with Dave Champagne, DPA member from Rhode Island and the owner of Beacon Supply. Dave had an idea. He figured that a well-written newsletter with quality information about the Jan-San industry would be a good way to promote his business. So Dave did some research. He found out that building a quality newsletter himself would be too time-consuming. There's a lot more to it than meets the eye. So he decided to see what it would cost to have an advertising agency research and write the newsletter. Dave got 3 quotes from 3 different agencies in a severe case of sticker shock. So we shelved the idea until he met Mark Chavone at last year's DPA conference. Dave explained his predicament to Mark. Mark thought of me, and a year later, here we are. Why me? Because Mark and I have worked together before, and he knew that my company does this kind of thing. I've written newsletters for many companies, including Aetna, Digital Equipment Corporation, EMC, Interleaf, and Verizon. Let's read these 2 marketing messages. We're the green cleaning experts. You should buy your green cleaning products from us. Or, customers are demanding their building service contractors use green products and procedures. But there's no legally binding definition for green. Let's sort out what green means. Which of these 2 messages do you think will get a better response? The second is vastly more effective than the first. Why? Because it isn't an obvious self-serving sales message. Because it gives information that is relevant and useful. People read content that is relevant and useful. They understand it has value, they learn from it, and they share it with others. By delivering relevant and useful information, you become a trusted advisor. Relevant and useful content builds trust, and trust sells. By the way, the second quote there is an actual excerpt from the newsletter we built for Dave Champagne. A quality newsletter with content that is relevant and useful gets read. People will read it because they want to. People will read it because it's entertaining. But it's expensive to develop a quality newsletter. On the next slide, I'm going to show you just how expensive. We've extended the DPA business model to the newsletter. It's all about buying power. This is a custom newsletter that Bowling does for a company that sells software to airlines worldwide. They're a division of Travelport, which is the largest travel-focused corporation in the world. Just for design and content, it costs them $24,000 a year, or $6,000 per quarterly issue. I write this newsletter myself. It's beautifully designed, expensive to print. It's oversized, so it stands out in the mailbox, but that also increases the cost. It's a huge digital file, over 10 megabytes, so it can't be emailed. And it costs over $1 per piece to mail. Now let's take a look at a newsletter that was designed from the ground up for you, for DPA members. This is one page of the actual 4-page newsletter that we developed. I wrote it, and I'll be writing the future issues, which will be available to all DPA members. 25% of the content is customized to the individual wholesaler. You see some of that here. In this case, it's customized to Beacon Supply. In your case, it'll have your logo and your company name. On the inside, you get a half a page to input anything you want. You can have a special promotion, a message to your customers, season's greetings, anything you want. It looks like a newsletter that you developed, especially for your customers and prospects. I have hard copies with me. When you come to do the rotation with us, I'll give you a copy. By spreading the cost of the development over many wholesalers, we slashed the cost of content and design to $995 per year, or $249 per quarterly issue. By choosing to run with 2-color instead of 4, we cut print costs in half. We configured the masthead and mailing address so the newsletter can be folded into thirds. That makes it the size of a number 10 envelope and decreases the postage cost. We also designed it in portable document format so that you can have it printed and mailed, and because it's only 500 kilobytes, you can send it via email as an attachment, and your salespeople can print it out on your PC and use it as a door opener or a leave behind. The first issue of the Beacon Express was mailed to 1,000 clients and prospects. Dave said the reaction has been very strong and positive. The total cost for everything, content development, design, print, and postage, was $750. Dave has had a 4% response rate, with purchases averaging $100 a piece. So the gross return has been $4,000. But the $4,000 isn't the major return, isn't the major payoff. Dave called me last Thursday to tell me this. The major payoff is that Dave got a call from the state office of the YMCA. It wasn't from someone who Dave had sent the newsletter to. One of his customers had given it to this guy, who happens to be the top administrator for YMCAs in Rhode Island. This guy was calling to invite Dave to speak at a Rhode Island YMCA conference. They were looking for an expert on green cleaning, and Dave, because of the newsletter, is now perceived as the local green cleaning expert. We all know there's an economic slowdown. The theme of my talk is opportunity, and believe it or not, the second of the 3 opportunities is the economic downturn. When there's a downturn, it's human nature to cut back. That's exactly the wrong thing to do when it comes to marketing. There are dozens of studies that prove that during every downturn, those companies who pump up their marketing reap benefits way beyond what they normally would. The reason is during boom times, everybody is spending on marketing, and those spends tend to cancel each other out. But when there's a slowdown, it's like your competition is hibernating. The marketing you do is much more noticeable. Now is the time to cost-effectively steal business from your competition. Okay, the first opportunity is the newsletter that's going to effectively promote your business at a rock-bottom price. The second opportunity is that now is the best time to grow your business. Third opportunity is how you can win something of value. In order to develop relevant and useful content, I need information from the subject matter experts. That's you. There's no way I'm ever going to know your business, your products, your customers like you do. I need you to tell me the topics to research and write about. I want you to think about topics your clients and prospects would want to read about. What would be useful and relevant Jan-San content? I'm here for the duration. I'll see you at the rotations. Please come prepared with topics. I'll select the one that I think is the best, and that company will receive 1 year of the newsletter absolutely free. Thanks for your time and attention. I'll see you during the rotation.